everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3. Last time around it was sort of a intermediary episode. Didn't really do that much. We basically, our fleet got sunk, and then I fought a really small battle. But now, however, we're gonna fight a big one. So I've got my main army with the main field marshal ready to take on the French and push them out of the sort of the German side of things. The Holy Roman Empire will be cleared once we've taken Stuttgart. Well, we actually have to clear them out of Hanover as well. So that's left, and then we can push on into Strasbourg, and then from there onwards into France, and then there's actually quite a jump over to the Champagne region, and then there's France. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see. First I want to see if they will intercept me, and they do. So they've got 1200 in reinforcements, and then they're gonna bring an army of 1700 or roughly 1800 soldiers. A lot of foreign troops, so not actually that many French units. So we got 2 units from the Netherlands, 2 units from Baden, a cavalry unit and infantry, and then Westphalians, then even more troops from Baden and Westphalia and Bavaria, all of these guys. Most of the army, we're just fighting German troops in the service of the French. Very few French units. We do, however, have one really high up French general. Would be nice to take him out. Devon rarely lost a battle and stand out as one of Napoleon's best marshals. And then he's in command of all these non-French troops. With this head, however, right, so we outnumber them, because my main army is 2,500 men, and then I have 1,000 in reinforcements. So we don't have as big reinforcement, but we start off with 800 troops, roughly more than the enemy. And we, for one, have our general at the start of this battle. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fight the Battle of Baden-Württemberg. And so we have arrived on the field of battle. There's quite an open field with a small forested area in the middle. If you actually look at the terrain, it's like a slight hill moving up on either side here towards the forested area, which is the high point in between us. There's a little bit of a high point over on our side as well. And the French troops are over there, so yeah. My plan is just to march straight forward and beat them. Just like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start marching our troops straight towards the enemy. Gonna get the cannons up there. 6-pounders won't be able to fire for... they've got short range, so... gonna have to move them up. Cavalry. Got a pretty nice hill over here they can sit on. So we've got hussars and the heavy cavalry. And then we got 2 medium cavalry on this side. They'll move out into the open on this side. And there we have that. Reinforcement army with dragoons and another general. We'll go ahead and focus a lot of cavalry on this side. Right, so we're already getting the army a bit out of position here, but there's plenty of time until we actually reach the French lines, so we can continue as it is. We've got a French general. It's Davos who has turned up. And the crazy bastard is actually going for the Bavarian. My Bavarian veteran cavalry. Oh, look at that, they've even made like a special character for him. He doesn't have a hat on, means he's that's how you realize it's an important character in movies and so forth. They don't have a hat or a helmet on. Kinda silly. He fights on. His bodyguard is quickly slaughtered.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
He himself get killed within seconds here. And we only lost about 5 men. So a mighty blow to the French army, because they don't have any more generals, or at least in this army. And since the army is mostly made up of non-French troops, this is a pretty big blow, I'd say. I'm gonna set up the cannon over here, and then we're gonna have to hold some units here so we get in line. I want to get these 3 drawn like this, and then these guys gonna have to swing through the forest. This general will now support the guys going through the forest, and the troops that are coming through here, I'm gonna have to put them in column, start marching them over here. Very unlikely though that they'll actually reach the battlefield in time. Cavalry will move up. This cavalry right here will move a little bit closer. The French are going strong here. I'm gonna hold fire and wait for them to get closer. I want my cannon to get ready. We're not gonna do the same mistake as last time, so I'm gonna move my heavy cavalry closer to the cannon. Go ahead and unlimber. Main field marshal. Try to put him somewhere where he won't end up in immediate trouble. We've got enemy cavalry, big masses of them, charging through the forest towards our men. Towards the grenadiers, I don't think the cavalry has a chance, and then the rest of them are already in square. Ah, look at that. Bardishan light horse, trapped in between my heavy horse and my Hessian hussars. The Bardishan hussars will be falling apart shortly. Canister, if you please. Actually, no, canister is useless. I want a round shot. Hold off on shooting. Okay, the flank units will open fire. The enemy has decided to march the cannons straight onto us. I'm not entirely sure what the French army is doing now. They're just trying to bypass us. I understand the importance of flanking your opponent, but this is a bit much. Because they're only flanking. We'll have to chase the French. Get that cavalry unit. We've got... Oh shit, my general has almost gotten himself killed by marching straight on to the hussars. One of the few actual French units on the field. It could be a clever ploy by the French, because they're sort of getting me off balance at this point. I think though at this range, since they're this close, canister should be effective, hopefully. Come on! Oh, there we go, yes! Close range like this, it actually was useful. And it broke this unit. The Dutch are retreating. Soon the Westphalian infantry will retreat as well. One thing though, I want to chase these guys down. But my cavalry is still here. Oh, it's partisan infantry. Fall back cavalry. Going straight into that is madness. This is going to be a good shot though, going into the flank right here. Yes! Oh, look at this, boys. Boom! Mass casualties here. The Westphalians fell by the, not hundreds, but a lot of them fell. Massive cannon shot right there. So let's go ahead. The heavy cavalry needs to get back up on the hill and regroup. The light cavalry, however, I need them over here to chase down the enemy troops. You know what? I'll send in the bloody general. Unlike the most things in this mod, which are super inaccurate for everything, the canister is actually quite useful.
Sir! Sir! Our
Break the
general is under
squares,
attack!
move forwards. Right. It's good the general gets a few kills. That means he'll stay stronger for a longer period of time. This unit is kind of, yeah, it's fighting the terribles. And he's in a bad angle, so he needs to pull back. Grenadiers in square, holding right there. Grenadiers in square, holding right there. So almost rhymes. I want them to march in column over here and try to protect this flank or help out. At the same time, we got a lot of these troops coming in. Question is if we can hit them before they join the rest of the allied army. Ah, the general has got a chevron. Very good. These guys got their second chevron. Get back to the forest. The heavy cavalry will now move in. The canister has been working magic on the enemy lines. These guys are not really able to fire the German grenadiers, so we'll move them a little bit. And we'll move these guys as well into column. March through the forest. We need to protect or hold these guys from the front. Once we hold them from the front, I can send in the cavalry and smash them. Let's not march too close here. The enemy is actually regaining a bit of the morale. I want to smash this one. If the general is still riding around over here. Cutting them down. Ah, his second chevron. He'll be able to actually withstand a bit of oh shit, my heavy cavalry. These guys should be quite, I mean, they're on their own. I'm pretty sure we could break them. Let's have the hussars move in, supported by the general. As they move in, the enemy is moving. The heavy cavalry will turn back and start their attack, and will sandwich the unit. Hussars are, however, very tired. The enemy is caught out of square, and with 2 cavalry units amassing on them, plus my general helping out, they're done for. Right. Let's have these guys fire one more canister, then they'll probably have to switch to round shot. Let's go through these and go for these. Yeah, at this point the canister is not very useful. Switch to round shot. The bloody cavalry is still here messing with my troops. Form into squares and try to break that bastard. Okay, let's move forward the cavalry. Try a
The men of
massive
fatigue,
cavalry
sir,
charge on
must
this
rest
side.
awhile.
Ooh, these guys have lost a lot. The Terribles seems to be quite an effective unit. We'll follow through here and have the cavalry mop up these guys. General ready to support in the fight. Oh, they're breaking. Alright, we'll start moving the troops forward. Cavalry was once more broken. Hopefully that's the last time we'll see of them. Oh shit, you know what I noticed? Bloody infantry unit. Alright. Do I have time to move the cannons? Switch them around and fire on the enemy? Okay, drop those 2 squares into line. Given that everything moves so slowly, you would think that you would have had more time to micro. Oh shit, they formed square here. Didn't even notice. Pull back. Come on, cannon. You should be ready. There we go. Right, I want you to turn around.
Our men are running, sir.
Who is running? The Grenadiers. God damn it. Let's see if we have time to move the cannon around. Fire canister on the enemy. It might be too close. I do have my cavalry moving to intercept the Dutch troops here. Shit, I lost a lot of these Grenadiers. But at the same time, looking at this, my cavalry just routed the rest of the French army. Just going through the lot of them. Okay, so the Dutch are actually content with standing over here just firing at us.
Glorious
So we'll have the
victory, sir,
cannon.
is soon to be yours.
Fire a bit of canister on them and blow them to bits. Let's see if we can't break these guys. The Grenzers will charge. We outnumber the enemy so much. And they're very tired. And they break. Right, hold. And open fire. Okay, so the Dutch guys, they're coming towards us. The canister is, however, ready. And just blasted a hole in them. And another one. Right, off you go, Dutch bastards. I think this unit over here, the O'Reillys, just completely annihilated the enemy. And someone actually told me in the comments why they were called the O'Reilly. Apparently it was, I think it was something during the I can't remember exactly. I'll have to go back and take a look, but I think it was like 1751 or something that, like I think it was Irish. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was Irish, and 1751 was the year. But I don't actually remember more than that. But there we have it. We broke the Allied army, or the enemy army. A bit of mismanagement here on the micro, where I sort of lost touch with the Grenadiers, and they marched over this field and got absolutely shot down to pieces. However, we killed one of the greatest French marshals, and we destroyed a huge French army, although it wasn't actually French. It's all allied troops. But that means that we have liberated Stuttgart, and I will get quite the bonus. So, off back to the campaign map, shall we? And here we are for the statistics. 600 men lost on my side out of an army of 3,500. The enemy deployed 3,000 men, losing 2,673 of them. A lot of that is... I don't think we actually... Yeah, we actually killed that many, but I think it might be due to the fact that everyone within the city, the troops that were in the city, they all perished. And most of the enemy army was actually in the city. Oh yeah, they actually moved out to intercept us. We didn't actually move to attack town, so the town should still have troops, shouldn't it? Does that mean I have to fight a second battle? Bye, there goes Davo, down to the ground. And the French troops retreat to the little town of Heidelberg, the members club. We're gonna move forwards and lay siege to the town. I'm gonna make sure that we've got everyone present. And then I'm going to demand their surrender. Since they actually agreed, we're going to liberate them. And we got 2 units because of that. But it seems as though everyone gets Spardition troops passing through here. We're gonna add these on. Are they good? 20 morale. Should I add them on? Maybe we'll put them in one of the smaller army groups rather than putting them in the center one. We'll put them in this one. And since the French are not at war with these guys, they were pushed out. And I don't think I have to defend this as hard, so I can pull back a bit just to get some better replenishment for these guys, since we still lost 600 men. We've got a new nation that has risen. Punish the collaborators! I applaud you, my lord. In some lands, you are already heralded as the savior of the German Empire, and compare you to the great Frederick Barbarossa. Although, if I may remark, there may still be a long way to go to achieve such greatness. It is enough to instill courage in more valiant nobles and freemen to defend their homelands. So good work there all around. And we'll start trade with the Stuttgartians. They really detest us though. Historical grievance, minus 150. They really dislike us. But maybe a little bit of trade might help. Wait, they don't even want to trade? You are my protectorate. Rarely has my... If you start trading with the French, I'm gonna swear to God. I was lenient towards you. I could have burned down your wretched town. You will accept my trade, or I'll force myself upon you. Like I'm a studio executive of a music company. Right. I've got some stuff to build and so forth. Probably nothing I'll show in this episode. And then for the next one, hopefully we should be ready to stage our attack towards Strasbourg or deal with a revolt down here in Italy, or be able to move forward in Italy, or maybe move towards Switzerland, because we are at war with them again, of course, because the Russians really wanted that. With this, I mean, I am pushing forwards. Could this be a opportunity to get the Prussians to join in? They don't like the fact that I'm gaining this territory though, minus 16. They don't like that I'm gathering so much territory in Germany for my empire. And clearly none of the German states are liking this either, because the Württembergers really didn't like it. But with that said, I'm gonna end this episode right here. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. And hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!